The Magna Carta, a pivotal document in history, established the principle that everyone, including the king, is subject to the law. Students will evaluate its significance and draft persuasive paragraphs about the roles of lords and serfs, using an editing checklist to refine their arguments. The Magna Carta, a pivotal document in history, established the principle that everyone, including the king, was subject to the law. It laid the groundwork for modern democracy and legal systems. In this lesson, students will explore its significance through reading and writing activities, focusing on drafting persuasive paragraphs about the roles of lords and serfs. To craft a persuasive paragraph, start by stating your opinion clearly. Support it with 3 reasons, each introduced by transition phrases like "first of all" or "in addition." Ensure smooth flow with transitions, and conclude with a strong closing sentence. Use the Lords and Serfs graphic organizer and pro chart for reference. Choosing to be a lord during the Middle Ages offered control over land and people, financial power through taxation, and unique privileges like education and music. Lords could build castles, organize armies, and protect their territories. These advantages made being a lord the most desirable position during that era. The term succeed means to follow or replace someone in a position of power. Ancestral refers to something related to one's long-ago relatives. Unsettling describes something that causes nervousness or worry. Inevitable means something that cannot be stopped. Consult involves seeking advice or information. Humiliation is a feeling of embarrassment. A ballad is a simple song telling a story. William the Conqueror became king by winning the Battle of Hastings. King Henry II, his great-grandson, reformed the court system, introducing a circuit court for fairer trials. Richard I, known as Richard the Lion-Hearted, earned his nickname through bravery in the Crusades. Now, let's delve into King John and the Magna Carta. King John succeeded his brother, Richard, but faced challenges. He lost ancestral lands in France, leading to unrest. His rule was marked by unsettling decisions and inevitable conflicts with nobles. This tension set the stage for the Magna Carta, a pivotal document in limiting royal power and establishing legal principles. Understanding these terms helps grasp the historical context. King Richard I, known as Richard the Lion-Hearted, died in 1199 Common Era, leaving no heirs. His brother, King John, succeeded him. Unlike Richard, John struggled to maintain control over England's lands in France. Within 5 years, he lost Normandy and Anjou to the French king, lacking support from his nobles. King John lost control over England's lands in France, which were his ancestral lands. These territories were originally under the control of William the Conqueror, to whom John was related. The loss of these lands significantly weakened his position and contributed to his unpopularity among the nobles. Nobles and the Pope were particularly unhappy with King John. To fund wars, he raised taxes on nobles, merchants, and cities, and restricted hunting in royal forests. He also claimed church property and opposed the Pope's choice for archbishop, leading to his excommunication in 1209 Common Era. Dissatisfaction among English lords intensified. The feudal system granted nobles significant power, which King John sought to diminish by claiming their land. This led to inevitable conflict. In 1215 Common Era, after military defeats and increased taxes, powerful nobles rebelled, capturing London. A military standoff ensued, forcing King John to negotiate with the nobles, setting the stage for the Magna Carta. In 1215, King John faced pressure from rebellious nobles and agreed to Magna Carta, a document guaranteeing rights to barons, townspeople, the church, and freemen. This charter required the king to consult nobles for new laws, limiting his authority. Despite his reluctance, King John sealed it to prevent further rebellion, marking a pivotal moment in limiting royal power. Magna Carta primarily benefited feudal lords, the church, merchants, and freemen. It required the king to consult others for new laws or taxes, establishing the rule of law. This document influenced modern democracies, including the United States Constitution. King John's power diminished, and after his death, England saw the rise of a new parliament, expanding governance participation. The Magna Carta of 1225 Common Era, a pivotal document in English history, reinforced the principle that the king must consult others before making laws or raising taxes. It laid the groundwork for modern constitutional democracies, emphasizing the rule of law and limiting monarchical power, influencing the development of parliamentary systems. The legend of Robin Hood dates back to around 1377 CE, with the oldest manuscripts from the late 1400s. Robin Hood, a hero in ballads, lived in northern England's forests, challenging local lords and the king. He opposed high taxes and strict hunting laws. Whether real or fictional, Robin Hood symbolizes resistance against oppressive medieval laws. In the Middle Ages, young girls from noble families trained to become ladies-in-waiting. Their education included mastering excellent manners, dancing, sewing, horse riding, reading, and often learning a foreign language. Some even learned archery. This rigorous training prepared them to serve noble ladies and eventually marry a nobleman. A lady-in-waiting's duties included dressing her mistress, brushing her hair, and assisting with bathing. She also managed clothing repairs and cleaning. The ultimate goal of this training was to prepare her for marriage to a nobleman, ensuring she was well-versed in the skills and etiquette required for noble society. Wayward means behaving in an unacceptable way. The author used it to describe King John because he defied both the church and nobles, losing land to France and imposing taxes. The Magna Carta is pivotal in English history as it shifted power, granting rights and influencing modern democratic constitutions. Inevitable means something that will happen and can't be stopped. For instance, when learning something new, mistakes are inevitable. Consider the inevitable consequences of not getting enough sleep. It's an adjective. In pairs, describe a risky situation and discuss its inevitable outcomes, like carrying too many heavy books leading to dropping them. Drafting a persuasive paragraph involves structuring your opinion clearly. Start with a strong topic sentence. Then use transition words like first of all or lastly to connect ideas smoothly. Conclude by restating your opinion differently to reinforce your argument. This approach ensures clarity and engagement in your writing. Students should include a title for their paragraph, centered and in quotation marks. Examples are Lord's Reign during the Middle Ages. Share a draft example with a topic sentence, reasons, transition words, and a conclusion. Encourage independent drafting, leaving space for a title, and using transition words. Review the rubric and checklist for homework completion. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, was a pivotal document in limiting the power of the monarchy and establishing legal rights. It introduced principles like due process and the right to a fair trial, influencing modern legal systems. Students should read activity page 13.5 to understand its historical significance and complete their assignments for tomorrow.